G'day guys, welcome to my RXY's feature video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about top 10 soccer teams for 2020 guys, so let's get started. So coming in at number 1 we see Tottenham Hotspur. Now this team is definitely from UK, they're from London anyway, so lots of this EPL English Premier League are basically from UK, so basically like London area. So yeah, so I'm just going to put this out there. So coming in at number 1 we see Tottenham Hotspur. So I've been heard that this team is a very good team. They have a standing looking players that which I can definitely believe that they have really good quality players, but sometimes they do find it a bit difficult to basically find that rhythm of if they want to score, if they want to pass, if they want to formate. Only because that if, say for instance, like if someone else scores but they miss, they have to work a little bit harder. Um, but this team is just simple team, but they're very average because I played them in the FIFA 20 on that Xbox One, and really, how the way they formate and how the way they play is absolutely astonishing. But how you can find this type of team is basically a bit difficult, sometimes a bit hard, but they just lack defense, and sometimes they just obviously stay poor in attack. But the only one player that I stand out and very likely like this player is Harry Kane. Now he used to play for Australian teams, and now he's gone to Tottenham Hotspur, which I think that was just a bit astonishing. But I think he played for Sydney FC the first time he was basically in Australia, but then once he gone into the UK squad, he found out he wanted to play for like someone like Tottenham Hotspur or something like that. But which I found out that I didn't realize he was going to play for Tottenham Hotspur. I was just fuming. But anyway, other players which I don't really find experienced. The only experienced player that I like is Harry Kane, because he's scored so many goals, kicks like a lot of balls, and it's just absolutely astonishing. And really, what I can say about this like player is, I just rate him 10 out of 10 because how the way this player is very outstanding, better than other players. I reckon that this player is a very good player that I really like and to see, basically to watch. So yeah, like I like Tottenham Hotspur. They are a great team, but sometimes they can obviously struggle a little bit. But they find their form, and basically they are a very good team to basically watch anyway. So guys, coming in at number 2, we see Chelsea FC. Now this team is a very average team. I really like this team because this team is very interesting. I think entertaining us goes for Chelsea anyway, and really, for instance, though, what I do like about this team is they have like a lot of continuity and a lot of spirit. And basically, what I do like about this team is they got brilliant squad like Jorginho, because he basically plays for Chelsea, but he's basically from Brazil. And he basically, I think he plays for Italian football team, which I believe that it's probably like an international team, but I'm not too sure about that. Um, but Oliver Giroud, he basically is a very good player. Um, Jorginho is a very good player also too. He's well experienced. I do like this player. He's absolutely like qualified into absolutely like just scoring goals, kicking so many balls, and basically um, having so many points. Um, but also too, like I really like this player because what I do really like about him is he entertains like so many fans a lot, so many of his like Chelsea fans a lot, and really, for instance, though, what I do experienced about him is he just is a very hard player to basically like defend. And basically, what I do like about him is he is a very good player, but sometimes he just doesn't really continuity about. Well, sometimes he just doesn't really experience a lot of attacking motions. But I do like this player, but sometimes I just don't think that he's a very good player. I sometimes think that Chelsea are a very hard team, but they're a very difficult team. So what I do like about this player is just he's just an alright player though. But there's a lot of very good players out there for Chelsea, and I do experience a lot of good players for Chelsea anyway. But I'm just gonna say they're a very good team, and I do like this team because they're a very average team, but they just don't fall down below into like a wooden spoon last position anyway. So what I do like about this team is they are a very strong team, and they just contribute about how the way they want to like win so many games anyway. But I just love this team, and for saying that, entertain us. I like this team anyway. Coming in at number three, we see Everton FC. Now, this team is a very average team. They've got a lot of experienced players, and I mean a lot of experienced players, like Tim Cahill, but he doesn't play for Everton anymore. He probably plays for like someone else. I do believe they used to play for like Everton, but when this player used to play for Everton, he is just absolutely a killer freak of a player, and used to score so many goals, and I just do believe that this player was a very good player. But also to Gylfi Sigurdsson, he is from Iceland anyway. He's a very good player. He used to play for, I do believe that maybe he used to play for Liverpool, but I'm not too sure. Um, you got Theo Walcott. I do believe maybe he used to play for Arsenal. I'm not too sure about that. And John Pickford, the goalkeeper. And um, this player, like Jordan, like Pickford, like the goalkeeper, he's just absolutely like a very good player and like a very good goalkeeper. And what I do believe about this person is he's just a very good goalkeeper, and I just do believe that he just saves so many like goals anyway, which I do believe he's a great goalkeeper. But also too, Theo Walcott is a very good player. He's very fast and skillful. And plus, like Gylfi Sigurdsson, he's a very good player also too, which I do believe that he's a very experienced player. Scored so many goals and contribute so many like of other things anyway. But which I do believe also too is Gylfi Sigurdsson is a very experienced player, which he's played for a number of years. I do believe so, but he's played for a number of games and probably maybe a number of teams. But I do believe that this team is a very good team, and I just can't believe that Tim Cahill doesn't play for Everton anymore, and it just sucks. Like really, that Tim Cahill, if they don't have that player into that team, they just don't have any like experienced players. But which I do find like experienced players is basically Gylfi Sigurdsson, Theo Walcott, um, and probably like the goalkeeper, which I do believe that is my favourite, Jordan Pickford anyway. But really, I do like Everton, and they are a very good team. But I cannot believe that Tim Cahill doesn't play for Everton anymore. But yeah, they're a good team anyway. Coming in at number four, we see Arsenal. Now, this team is a very average team. They've got a lot of experienced players, which um, I do believe that Mesut Ozil used to play for, I think Spanish or something like that. But he's from like basically Germany anyway, so I cannot believe that this player is a very good player, and he used to basically play for so many teams, but he's basically um, used to play for like, I'd say maybe Barcelona, I'd say, because they're a Spanish team also too. Um, I do believe also that David Luiz is a very good player also too. He is basically from Brazil. He used to play for Chelsea, and now he's playing for Arsenal. So basically, also he plays for Brazil international club team. He used to play for like Chelsea, I do believe, and I think he's playing for like Arsenal. I'm not too sure about that, but if you correct me if I'm wrong, just say the word. I don't really mind. But they've got a very experienced players, like like some players basically from like France, Spanish, you name it, like somewhere else. I do believe lots of different players are basically from like Brazil, which I do believe that Brazilian players are a very good average squad. And really, for instance, though, what I do believe about this team is I just really find it interesting that this team is just an average team, and I do believe also that this team could basically be into my very good favourite of the tally. And this team is just amazing, and they don't basically lose every single match, but they entertain so many fans and basically so many of other people anyway. But really, for instance, though, what I do believe about this team is David Luiz. I thought he played for Spanish, but I didn't realize he's basically from Brazil, which that is just basically surprised me. But really, Mesut Ozil is a very good player. Also, too, he's my top favorite of basically anyone's guess, I believe. But yeah, Arsenal are a very good team, and yeah, they're just a top four side, which I do believe that they are a very favourite team that I really like anyway. Coming in at number five, we see Newcastle United FC. Now, this team is a very good team. They're a very standout looking squad, which I do believe so. But they don't have very much of experienced players. They've got some like new, some old, some average new players. But really, what I do like about this team is they've got very experienced squads. I'm not saying any mean thoughts about it, but which I do believe that this team is a very odd and very interesting looking team. I do like this team, and they are a very interesting looking squad. Um, but really, for instance, though, what I do like about this team is they just branch out a lot of interesting like thoughts. They've like um, they've like very like ordinary team. But really, for instance, though, what I do like about it is they're just an interesting squad. They've gotten very experienced players, but some of them are not really experienced players. But if they play a lot of games, then they probably would be experienced players. But really, for instance, though, also what I do like about this team is they've gotten like um, Federico. Federico Federnes is a very good player. They've gotten like other players also too, but which I just mentioned about the first one. He's a very interesting person. Like, since that name is a very interesting looking name, very funny name. But I do like this player, and he's a very good player. But really, for instance, though, also what I do like about this team is they've just averagely like scoring goals, kicking the ball, and having fun, really. But I just don't think that it's not in my 10. It's not in my 10. So it's not in my 10 favourite team, which I really like. It's just in the number 5, which is an average team. But also, too, what I do like about this team is they're just a very average team, and yeah, they're an ordinary squad anyway. Coming in at number 6, we see West Ham United FC. Now, this team is a very good team. What I do like about this team is they've gotten very good players, and I found out this team is just a very ordinary team, but they've been sloppy for a couple of games, but they're just I just like how the way that they've been a very good team. They've been so strong. They've been absolutely like contributing very well. Um, but really, for instance, though, what I do also like about this team is just um, they've been very like ordinary. Like they've been very entertaining, and obviously branching out a lot of entertaining like matches, which I do believe that they usually like entertain the fans anyway, which I do believe that they are a great team anyway. But also too, what I do like about this team is they've reached out a very good continuity about this team and a very good squad. Um, but really, for instance, though, they've been a couple of them are being very sloppy into that attack. They're being very heartbreaking into their defense. But other than that, they've just been a very average, alright team, and I do like this team because of how the way they've just played their football. They're obviously scoring goals. They obviously are a very good squad. But I don't really think that they have experienced players. But this team, I just do believe that they are experienced. They're just in my top 6 um, teams of mine anyway. Um, but yeah, they've just been a very good team, and I do like this team because they've been branching out a lot of continuity anyway about any type of squad. But they're just an average team anyway. Coming in at number 7, we see Aston Villa. Now, this team is just absolutely a great team. What I do like about this team is they are a very experienced team. They've got very experienced players, absolutely like brilliant like players. But what I do like about this team is just they've gone above and beyond, and like this team is just absolutely like continuity about like every single like players. And really, for instance, though, what I do like about this team is they've just gotten so many goals. They've gone like so many like points. They're just getting so many like um, formations like right, and I like how they've formate like very cool into like a 4-4-3, 4-4-2, 5-5-2, something like that. But if you guys don't know what that means, is I think it definitely means like so you got like should say three no hang on two st, which that means I'm not too sure what that means actually. But actually, forget about that. Let's talk about this anyway. But really, like, they've been a very good team. They are from like UK anyway. That this team is another team that are very branched down looking team. They've been absolutely very like cool into their attack, and also what I do like about this team is just a very good team that I like to see play up against well like any other teams like such as like Manchester United or something like that. But Aston Villa are a very good team, and they're just not an entertaining team, no, but they're just a surprising team that just can win or lose like a competition anyway. But really, for instance, though, what I do like about this team is they've just got experienced players, but I'm not really saying much about them because they don't have that experienced like formation into that team again. But really. It's just the matter of choice how the way you want to like play for like different types of teams anyway. Coming in at number 8, we see Manchester City. Now, this team is absolutely very my favourite, but it's just very hard to make a decision whether or not, say for instance, though you got like Manchester City, then Manchester United, um, but they're two ordinary teams that are from Manchester, but they've gotten two very different, separate teams. But also to like, let's get into it. So they've gotten Raheem Sterling, they've gotten Sergio Aguero, they've got Edison Santana de Moraes, which he's from Brazil. I think he's got like a goalkeeper. I think they've gotten like something else, which I do believe. Um, they've gotten very good players, and I do believe that they are a very ordinary team. And I just, what I do like about this team is they've just surprised me so much. They've just entertained so many like people. Um, I'm not too sure which they're ranking on at the moment, but I do believe that they're not on like the bottom of the leaderboard. They're probably like either third or fourth on the ladder, which is my guess of guessing what their standings are on the rankings. Um, but what I do believe about this team is Sergio Aguero is a very good player. I don't think he's from Spanish. I think he's from Brazil. I'm not too sure. If you guys correct me if I'm wrong, that's fine. Like, I don't mind. At least I get an understanding. Um, but Edison Santana de Moraes is from Brazil anyway. Definitely from Brazil, which I thought he's from basically Spain. But what I do like about this team is they just inspired me so much, and they're just a very hard team to beat. And like, say for instance though, you got like Sydney FC, which are an Australian team, and then you got like Manchester City team. Combine that, and then how would you think of saying like going into a hard team and going into a basic hard squad? But going into that formation, say for instance, Sydney FC and Manchester City combining together to make one team, it's like having an international team combining together. But Sydney FC and Manchester City are a hard team to basically beat. But we're not talking about Sydney FC, we're talking about Manchester City. Now, this team, though, and what I can believe is that Sergio Aguero is a very good player. He's scoring so many goals, and I do believe he's very experienced into that team anyway. But um, Edison Santana de Moraes is a very good goalkeeper too. Raheem Sterling is a very good player. And yeah, what I do like about this team is they've just inspired me so much, and they're 100% very hard team to beat anyway. Coming in at number 9, my favourite and my team is Manchester United. Now, this team is a very good team. What I do like about this team is they've entertained me so much. What I do like about these players is like they've gotten Jesse Lingard, Sergio Romero, Fred, David De Gea. Oh, who else? I know they've gotten so many players. They've gotten like Paul Pogba, um, Bruno Fernandes, and so many. Like, they've gotten so many players and so many like experienced players, which I do believe that is my favourite team. Which I do believe that they are a very good team, and I just think what I like about this team is like how the way they want to like play very good football is they just experience so many players like other opposition like players, and what I do believe about this team is they've just gotten very high demanding into the rankings and like how the way they've owned to that standings is just very ordinary. But Manchester City are a very good team of mine, and what I do like about this team is they've just gotten very um, good into their attack, and they've just gotten hard into their continuity and contributing so many other plays, which I do believe that this team could go either way. Um, but Manchester United are a very good team. Jesse Lingard is a very good player. Sergio Romero is a very good player. David De Gea is a very good goalkeeper. So Bruno Fernandes is a very good player also too. And what I do like about other players is they've just gotten to that stage where they need to get experience. But if you play more games, you would get experience. But lots of other players that have played so many games is they've gotten experienced and they know how to basically play football right. But Manchester United are a very good team, and I just like this team because I don't think they are on the bottom of the ladder anyway. But what I do like about this team is they've just gotten so good into their attack, and what I do like about this team is they've just gotten very good into their offense and defense anyway. And last but certainly not least, coming in at number 10, my second favourite team is Liverpool FC. Now, what I do like about this team is absolutely like outstanding team, and what I do like about this team, I just like how the way they play the ball. They are a very hard team to beat. One of the most accurate teams, than like better than like any other team. They've gotten like Virgil van Dijk, which is from like Netherlands. They've gotten Joe Gomez, Fabinho, um, Oxlade Chamberlain, Trent Alexander Arnold, Joe Matip, uh, James Milner, and I do believe, yeah. So Joel Henderson or Josh Henderson, I believe. I think that's right, Josh Henderson. I'm not too sure. Um, yeah, but really, Liverpool are a very good, accurate team. They've just been so accurate into that attack, um, but they've gotten like so many like good plays. They haven't like really lost any games, and I do believe that this team just could go either way, and they're just hard team to beat. But really, for instance, though, what I do like about this team is they've gotten very good squads. Like Virgil van Dijk is very experienced, one of the most accurate players, like better than anyone in the league. And I do believe that Joe Gomez is a very good player. What I do believe also is that they've gotten so much accurate hard work. They put in so much effort, and they just put in so much good effort. Like, I just what I do believe that is they've been like a very good team since what I do believe, and what I do believe is they've been so they've been I just don't know how to say it, but Liverpool are just a very hard team to beat, and that's all I'm gonna say is they're just a hard team to beat, and like so many players of so many players that which I believe that they are a very good players. Oxlade Chamberlain, Trent Alexander Arnold, those two are very good players, and they've just gotten so many goals. And I do believe that Virgil van Dijk usually scores goals, but he doesn't really score goals. But he creates so many good plays and so many good ball skills and stuff like that. But they are a very good team, and they are a hard team to beat anyway. Thanks guys for watching my video, guys. Stay tuned for more. We'll be doing a couple of videos coming to you guys soon. Also, I'll be doing more videos coming to you guys soon, so stay tuned for more. Plus, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and for this video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, take care guys. Stay safe and have a good one.